February 3, 2017. It is odd to think that a 0-0 draw at home could be more painful than a 40 defeat at the home of a theoretical Premier League title rival, but in truth, Wednesday night's draw with Hull City at Old Trafford was harder to take than Manchester United's utter collapse at Stamford Bridge in October. Context is everything here. That Chelsea game was an atrocious performance, but it felt a little like a one-off, a really bad day for the Red Devils and a particularly good one for the Blues. The Hull draw, though, was a microcosm of the season in general and the last month in particular. And just to twist the knife that little bit more, it meant United failed to capitalise on an otherwise basically perfect set of results from their top four competitors. After the game, Mourinho complained about his treatment at the hands of the fourth official. United fans bemoaned Juan Mata's saved shot from 2 yards out, and at the frustrating refereeing performance. But really, they failed to win for a couple of essential reasons. 1. Mourinho dramatically altered the balance of United's side by taking off Michael Carrick and replacing him with Wayne Rooney at half-time. He had made the exact same substitution against Liverpool a few weeks earlier, but there had been a lot more justification for it that day. Carrick had been playing poorly, as had Paul Pogba alongside him. This was not really the case in the first half against Hull. While United had a greater percentage of possession and more shots in the second half, much of that can be put down to the desperation of the late game. The metric which shows the difference in performance level, or at least style, most clearly, is in the number of tackles United made. In the first half they made 11 tackles and 6 interceptions as Paul Pogba, Ander Herrera and Henrik Mkhitaryan were free to press high up the pitch. In the second they made 1 more interception, but just 7 tackles, as they stopped winning the ball off Hull in dangerous positions. This season, they have been at their best when they have pressed. Rooney was completely ineffective, and unlike against Liverpool or Stoke, there was no single moment of magic to justify his lack of overall contribution. Mourinho then compounded the problem by switching out Mkhitaryan for Juan Mata. Anthony Martial was right there on the bench. Available. Ready. That's 4 goals and 3 assists, and Haile Seaborn starts Anthony Martial. That's Anthony Martial, who had torn Wigan Athletic apart once they had tired in his previous run out at Old Trafford. Mata is a wonderful player, but bringing him on meant a seriously stuttering Zlatan Ibrahimovic and a dreadful Rooney would be joined by a fellow member of Team Zlo. The lack of speed on the pitch, at that moment in the game, was really problematic. Of course, Mourinho was slightly hampered by having to switch out an injured Phil Jones for Chris Smalling, but still, it was a baffling, and ultimately unsuccessful choice. And had he another substitution to use for the attack, it is hard not to assume Marcus Rashford, rather than Ibrahimovic, would have got the hook. Zlatan is, of course, an absolutely wonderful footballer, but he has been stinking the place up for the last couple of weeks and should not be immune from consideration for removal. So, plenty of mistakes then, but it is the Martial one which stands out, because that is the one that needs resolution. If Mourinho gives up on the young Frenchman because he can't handle the full brunt of a Mourinho man-up son it's my way the highway attack, then that will be a knock against the manager, not the player. Perhaps Sir Alex Ferguson's single greatest talent, and there were many, was knowing that different people required a different approach. The sooner the manager gets his arm round Martial's shoulder, the better for all concerned. After all, attacking contribution is at a premium at United, as the terrible, dispiriting 0-0 draw with Hull showed. Mourinho cannot afford many more mistakes. Share this 23,236. Arsenal must rotate their attacking pieces appropriately.